still pretty good. As I said, the bounce back. XRP was nice again. If you look at the overall picture for the 1 hour market, if you like, it's probably a nice one to look at. Start to see a real trend coming back now from here, which is 7 to 14. So it's at 6 days, 7 days ago. It's a really good trend line starting to go up. And as I said, I think that'll keep going that way. See, we're continually going up there. That next one, we'll get a dip again down here. We might go up there, and then eventually up to around that mid 90s. And they're still calling out by Friday. Saturday our time, which is Sunday. Actually, Sunday our time, which is Sunday GMT. Will be Saturday in the US is when they're saying that the airdrop will be for XRP, which is XRP and Solo as well. Now, unfortunately, Solo is not on here. There is a video online you can have that I put on the page. Unfortunately, my mobile one that I did didn't work because that XUMM wallet doesn't allow you to record. Sneaky little buckets. But anyway, there's one there that the guy has done that video, so a pretty good job of it, pretty self-explanatory. Anyone who's struggling to do it, you're going to need a minimum really of 100 XRP to go into it to make it worthwhile. And you really want to go 50-50 on XRP style. Now, if none of that makes sense, don't stress about it. We'll just move on. Again, looking at BTC, we're going over the day market that we looked at this morning. Just doing exactly what we thought. Just rallying a little bit, forming this pattern along here, that shoulder we said, the head, and start to fold the other shoulder. So we expect this sort of zigzag motion all the way, sideways movement, good time for scalping and that sort of thing. See that what we really want to see is this yellow line over the daily is start to move back up that way. And see that happened over here as we had the yellow line starting over there, down, and then once this bottoms out here, and you get this one to hit, then we're going to see a big surge. See that last time we had the push from 42s all the way. This is 42 on the 30th of September, all the way to 21st of October without a day being a down day, which is just phenomenal. And so you had to peak out there at 66.8, a little bit of a lull there, then peaking out again to 68. I still think 70 is not out of the question by Christmas still. But we are going to see, I believe, 44, 43 at some stage before that. Again, we talked about the resistance levels, about 48, 5, 6. It's right on at the moment. It's whether BTC now, we move back into a shorter chart, can actually move. So we've got a green bar going there. So it's still going up at the moment. Relative strength index is running at around about the 62%. That's very, very good. It's pointing up. It means people are buying. The volume is not too bad. So green means good, red's bad. That's just a nice easy way. The yellow line telling us that's what the average is for the last 5 minutes. So it's a very, very short period. So if I'm trading, I'm using 5 minutes. So you can see, still on a really good, I would have started my trade right. See the crossover right there. Would have started my trade right at there. You see we had, so we would have gone in at 47, 1, 2, and hit here. And if I was going to follow the trend, I'd wait till this actually came back around my neck. And we'll revisit, I'll do a little snapshot of that later. But if you wanted to say get to here, and there would be nothing wrong with taking profit right at this moment, and just maybe this will go to 50, but you've got some safe profit here. Alternatively, I'll show you if I just take use my video training account. It's not a lot of money in this one. So I'm going to take 25% of that, so it's $9.73, and I want to set a take profit at 48.8, 1.3%. Stop loss of, say, I'll put it at 46,000. Put it at 47,000. So I place an order. Right, so you see my take profits come there and my stop loss. So if I had that set up this trade, what I could do is move the stop loss like that. I could move it all the way up to there, so that would recover. That would mean that I wouldn't lose as much money. That would be assuming probably we would have bought down here. So you've guaranteed all this profit in this period at that time. So I hope that sort of makes sense. You see really good trading volume all the way through here. Again, you can see the trades that are happening. Still continually pushing up at the moment. A little bit of a couple of red bars starting to happen here, so we might be seeing a turn, but still very, very good. This is what we want. When it starts to drop down into here is when it's going to start. We're going to start to see a dip. So usually when they're in this sector here, we have what's called the coin is overbought. So people are starting to say, well, no, I think it's not probably going to go higher, and it is really right on its resistance level. I would be taking it out right at this moment, to be honest, and probably taking the profits. We'll see as the time goes on. I'll leave my trade there because it's literally 34 cents and 2 cents profit, so it's not going to make much of a difference. So we'll just look along some other indicators. So you can change these indicators here. If you look at these, it's called the moving average cross. In there, you'll see the indicators. If you go to MA, you can see moving average. I use moving average cross just for my trading. And as I said, it works 99% of the time. Sometimes they're very flat and you just don't make any money, but usually if you stick, the biggest thing is sticking to the rules. And even I have trouble with that, as I get really excited when I see something starting to bust, and I don't want to miss that first bit of red. But the rule is crossing right there. That next one there, whatever colour that is, if it's green, it's going to continue up generally. Not all the time, generally. If it's a red, then just back off and wait again and let it travel a little bit more. So the same when it's coming down, if we can find where we've got a downward pattern. Yep, you can see here. So if we had taken here, we would have made up here, we'd made good profit, but using the formula, we probably would have held to there. And you see cross, and we've got a red, and we've got a sold. So it wouldn't have made as much. So sometimes it's good to pull out at this sort of time if you think it's hitting its resistance level. We talked about resistance again, and I'll explain it again. I've typed it a few times. But resistance is the point. The first resistance level is where the buyers or the bulls say that we think the coin is actually just bought enough, and they can't really push the price any higher, and then the bears step in and push it down. So a bull market is an aggressive growth market, so that's a bullish sort of trend, and then we've got a bearish sort of trend going down. So as I said, I think this one's hit its resistance. If it can push through this and then get up to over the 50 mark, and that's where we want to see, over the 50 mark, a little bit, we want to see this continue all the way up here. Then different story, we can see it go through the 50 and end the 52s. But my gut feeling is that looking at the graph the way it is and the RSI starting to level out, is that this will come down. And you can see that as well. So good times to buy, but obviously we'll widen this chart out again. I hope this is sort of making sense, and I'm just trying to, I've repeated it a few times, so that you guys get used to what I'm talking about. Let's reset that. There we go. So you can see here where the RSI is low, which is a competitive strength index. You can see it's really low, so it's right down the bottom here. This is kind of a good time to buy. I'm usually looking for a stock that's really just gone below that line. So that's a really good point to buy. It's under the line, and there's another good point. So if you had a good, down here, if you bought here, so using the formula, you would zoom in, you would buy here, it crosses, doesn't cross, it crosses there, we've got a green bar, says to go, and we go, oh wow, gone down, then we're in trouble. But, we're not in trouble at all. We probably could have waited to here, but we took the buy and just ran with it, make sure you had enough stop loss profit, and then from there it just kept riding up, depending on how you want to go. So, as you see, when you've got good movements in the market like this, you get really long runs, which is really nice. You can see again coming down there, as we said, where it was. So looking down the list of BTC 3.44, it's just great growth, and it's just dragging everything else up with it. XRP up to 88. AVAX has been a massive winner. Matic, been very, very bullish, and this is reaching all-time highs at the moment. But you can see the same sort of thing. We're starting to see the downtrend following BTC, Bitcoin. and starting to hurt down. This could be what's called a bear trap. The bear trap saying so it's sort of spooking investors selling, pushing down, but then what happens is the bulls come back and go, oh, we'll pick up a few extra and keep it pumping up that way. We'll see what happens. You see it happen there, and you'll see other moments when it's growing. It's going up little tiny bear traps just to scare you on the way up. And if you look at Matic over one day, I think this is a really good graph. I mean, this is, don't forget, so looking, Matic started out at 1 cent in November 2020, and now it's at $2.25. All-time high is, look at there, all-time high is, funny stuff. There we go. So we're looking at around the 230 mark. It's punched 260. So from 0.0, that's back in May this year, which when we had that huge bull run. So it's gone 260 from 0.01 from success. That's just phenomenal growth. So and the Polygon or the Matic blockchain is very, very good. The fees are a lot lower than Ethereum. So it's another video I'll do one day, which I'm going to do a few awesome requests the other day. So have a look down the list. Going to go have a look at this. Shiba was doing a bit of recovery. We'll see what's happening. Up 3.32%. And from a daily chart, that looks pretty ugly at the moment. So I'm hoping that with a few things, Shiba's got a big burn at the weekend, so we're hoping to see that turn around. If we can drop that down to, say, a 4-hourly chart, if we start to see, we'll see it's starting to turn. See that RSI starting to push up. So that's a really good sign for Shiba to pushing up through here. Next we'll go back to market lists. Again, Sol, always a great buy. See again, we can see the market just starting to turn on there in the 4-hourly. Day. See overall, Sol's crossed over there. Didn't quite get us going and just flattening out, but it really, at this sort of price, Sol against $24 back in July this year. So you can see, when people are screaming about the market being so low, it was probably a correction rather than, we're certainly not in a dead bear market. We're still really in a bullish market. It's only because a lot of new people coming in at this time are used to seeing BTC at 50 and 60. When they see them at 45, they're going, oh my gosh, things are the hell in a handbag. I'll go to Mana, which is multiverse stock. You can see where it had. Again, it started at 0.7, all the way up to peaking out up here at $5.76. Again, just monster growth. That's how we find them. I mean, Shiba was, you see on it. So, everyone's ready to pull the pin on Shiba, but we're talking about November 1 or October 27. So I'm only talking 2 months ago. It was up there and people were going, oh, Shiba's dead. There's no way this thing's dead. This is and look at down here, which is 0.0060. I was lucky enough to get in somewhere around about there, I think it was. So we had a nice run. So it was a great start. And I still hold huge holdings of that, and I will do the next 2 years, no matter what the price. It'll just sit there. So pretty much, ADA, I just keep the price on a watch on, because I just think it is a really undervalued stock, and you can see why. The dailies, it was up at $2.91 down to this value here, really low. But again, look where it came from again, 0.01 in March of 2020. And that's what we're going to be careful of, is, just because the market's not pumping the way when we first came in, doesn't mean the growth isn't there. It comes in these waves. Look, you see crashes down here to 0.01, went up to 0.07, then we've got another high low, another low high. It keeps creating these ones. And we'll get that time here. And I'm thinking we're close to hitting that at the 120, 110 mark. When we'll see ADA scoot back up to about $3.82 on the next full long bear run in January. So anyway, that gives you a bit of an idea. We'll have a look at anything that's just gone absolutely stupid. Not really. Obviously, well, Matic's got a really good run. Nothing else too much big surprises there. So yeah, we're going to leave it there, and I just thought I'd let's have a look, go back and look and see what BTC is doing. I'm down in 1 cent, so I'm a big one here. Liquidate. That's okay. Okay, so yeah, it's go back, chuck into the 1 minute market, so it gives us a good idea of what it's doing. Well, again, this looks like it's starting to rebound on the 1 minute market. 5 minute market, will I be out of the trade yet? No, probably not. It's starting to level out. That's coming. So this may run again further up, or may. So we'll see what everyone decided. Let's have a quick look at Fear and Greed Index. Before we go, this is basically the way everyone's feeling. It was at 23 yesterday. We're up to 27, so people are feeling a little bit. Went from sort of extreme fear yesterday, went down to 21 last week. Neutral the month before, freaking out. People starting a little bit more confident. So it'll be interesting to see what happens overnight. My gut feeling is we'll have a little bit of a sideways movement. May see 50, 49, 50 pushed by Bitcoin overnight, but again, in another 2 days, we'll see another drop again. Yeah, that's just the way the market's running at the moment. You can see that up there and then up there. And this is a really big run at the moment, so it's gone all the way from 46,000 all the way to here. So which is we're talking basically 4,600. Talking nearly a 10% growth. That's over that period of time. 9 o'clock on the 21st, which is US time. All right, well that's enough for me today. I hope that gives you an idea what's going on and enjoy it. Any feedback or any questions, feel free to ask. Some really good questions coming on the forum today. I'll answer any of them, no problems at all. All right, take care, stay safe, and be kind to each other.